Welcome to another episode of Muscle in the Morning, brought to you by Iron Mag Labs, the most hardcore bodybuilding supplements in the market. I'm your host, Dave Palumbo, and I'm here to bring you all the latest news in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. It's Thursday, January 22nd, 2015, and let's get to it. You'd be hard-pressed to find an athlete in the sport who packs more muscle per square inch onto their frame than Jose Raymond. The Boston Mass is one of the thickest and freakiest bodybuilders in the 212 division, and in less than 7 weeks, he'll be standing on stage at the Arnold Classic looking to notch the biggest victory of his career. Last week, a ridiculously freaky Raymond was spotted in the gym, blowing up his cannonball delts to cartoonish proportions. Heading into the show, Raymond is considered to be the frontrunner to capture the Arnold 212 title, and if he does, he'll solidify himself as the #1 threat to the reigning Olympia champ, Flex Lewis. While a number of the usual suspects have generated the lion's share of the hype leading up to the Arnold Classic, one dark horse candidate to keep an eye on is South African bodybuilding sensation Maurice Done. Done quietly put together an impressive season last year that included 4 top 10 finishes despite never quite managing to bring in the freaky hard level of conditioning we expect from him. From an aesthetic standpoint, Done is one of the more gifted athletes in the sport, but if he hopes to shock the world and upset a few big names, he'll need to capture the level of conditioning he brought to the stage for his 2011 victory at the IFBB Tampa Pro. If we were going to make a checklist of the physical attributes that it takes to become a champion, there's no doubt that we check just about every box next to the name Lionel Byiki. But despite his obvious genetic gifts, Byiki still hasn't managed to tap into the deepest depths of his enormous well of potential. Earlier in the week, new pictures of Byiki surfaced courtesy of Dennis James, who has once again teamed up with the Frenchman. Judging by the posted photos, Byiki looks to be right on track to come in his best on stage. And if he can bring anything close to 100%, the bodybuilding world could be in for quite a surprise. There aren't many athletes in the figure division that have been more dominant over the past 2 years than Teutonia. With 4 wins and 4 top 6 finishes to her credit, Teutonia solidified herself as one of the true superstars of the sport. And after a 4th place finish at last year's Arnold Classic, it looks like the most ferocious competitor in the Midwest is ready to tackle the international stage head-on once again. Recently, Teutonia was spotted getting a little glute work in the gym as she begins to enter the final stages of her contest prep. Teutonia's wasp-sized waist, round cap delts, and spot-on conditioning make her a force to be reckoned with on any stage. But it'll be interesting to see if she's made the right improvements to leapfrog the competition and land herself in the winner's circles at this year's contest. To quote the great African-American poet James Baldwin, the most dangerous creation of society is the man who has nothing to lose. And coming off an 11th place finish that still stings from last year's Arnold Classic, Marco Rivera is hitting the gym like a man possessed. Earlier in the week, Rivera released a video training legs as he prepares to head back to Columbus, hell-bent on improving upon last year's placing. In the video, we see Rivera inflicting the sort of pain that can only be done by a man with nothing to lose. And if he can carry that motivation all the way to the stage, it could spell bad news for the competition. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning, brought to you by Iron Mag Labs, the most hardcore bodybuilding supplements on the market. Check out ironmaglabs.com today. I'm your host, Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions. And make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and the Muscle Central forum of rxmuscle.com for all the latest news, interviews, and strong opinions from the world of bodybuilding.